And away we go. I'm headed deep into the Rocky Mountains for Tsar Mountain. This is one of the more remote 11,000ers. In the past, people have done some extreme expeditions to reach it, or else they took a helicopter out there. But as of recently, they've extended the logging road all the way to the Kinbasket drainage, so that like significantly reduces the one-way distance to like a measly 30 kilometers. So it's been on my radar ever since. Last year I built this little access trail that goes down to the riverbed, but that was in August and the river was too deep and it wasn't possible to get up there. So I'm gonna give this a go in the middle of May, see what happens. Would be nice to have a partner for this, but there's a lot of reasons why this is not gonna work, and it's hard to convince someone to drive like over 2 hours down a bumpy dirt road to get here. So we'll see. My usual style is to go fast and light. Can we stomp this out in a day? No, it's too far. The plan is to set up base camp today, summit tomorrow, then back on the van on the third day. But that river is looking nearly as powerful as it did back in August. I don't know about this. There's some foam on the water. Rocco thought it was snow when she jumped on it, went for a plunge. Now she's got the zoomies. What I'm walking on right now is an old roadbed back from like 1980s. There's still bridges out here intact. But yeah, back then they were shipping the lumber out on barges. So if you were in the area at that time, you had a boat and a dirt bike, you practically could have driven all the way to Tsar Mountain. Like if you look closely at the satellite imagery, you can still see tire marks out on the river valley floor. It's kind of funny. This is a section of trail that I cleared last year. Once these alders grow in, it's hopeless to get through them. I should be down to the river shortly and we'll figure out if this is gonna work. I don't know if my memory is really bad, but I don't remember putting that flagging tape here. Someone else must have came out and taken a look. But the water, it looks deeper than what it did last year. I could actually like walk out there. I don't understand. Like, has the channel just gotten wider and shallower? It's hard to judge how deep it's gonna be because the water's so silty. I don't know what to do. I'll just keep bushwhacking ahead on this side of the river. It's not so bad since it's early season, all this stuff hasn't grown in yet. There's always a chance I don't have to cross the river because Tsar Mountain is on this side of it. Just keep going ahead. If you can't tell, I am having a lot of fun right now. Just to go out and explore, and whatever happens, happens. Ah, yes. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but I think this is going to work. The last piece of Tsar Mountain before you hit the summit, there's some glacier travel. I looked up the most recent Sentinel Hub satellite imagery and it looks like there's good snow coverage on it. The berg shrine was all filled in. Like if you Google Tsar Mountain, Stephen Song's trip report will come up, and they did it in the summer when the glacier was bare, and it was a pretty involved ice climb where they had to rope up and use ice screws and all that. I'm hoping I can avoid that and just casually kickstep my way to the top. I don't think the water level is going to change too much over the period of 2 days on my return, but it's on my mind. What if it was a foot deeper? Could I still make it back? It's a bush plane landing strip here. Interesting. This is a dream to be able to fast travel up this open valley. I'm just cruising and covering the distance, and the river flow is like half of what it was now that I'm further up. So the big question is the head wall. Can I get up that today? Maybe what was happening when I first got down on the riverbed, like all these hundreds of drainages are like dumping fresh snowmelt into the river and swelling that lower half of it. But now that I'm closer to the glacial source, it doesn't look so bad. I think I can get across this if I need to. This part is not going to be pretty. It's a big eroding trash pile of boulders that is falling apart before my eyes. It's tempting to set up tent down here, call it a day, but there's still over 2,300 meters of climbing left to the summit, and it'd be nice to get at least 1,000 of that done tonight. Set myself up for tomorrow. That was way too hectic. I picked the wrong way to go up there, and every step I took I was just more committed into it, and every step I took it just looked like it was going to get easier, but it just kept getting harder. I slipped and fell a good 5 feet. I scraped myself up. I'm not going back down that way. I gotta find an alternate method on the return. It doesn't look like I'm going to make it up the head wall tonight. I'm about 75% up it. Just looking for a flat spot to sleep, and I am done. I lost my sunglasses somewhere in there when I was bushwhacking. I'm not sure I'll be able to find them. I woke up at 3 a.m. That was my planned go time, but I had no gas in the tank. I pushed myself too hard yesterday, so today is a rest day. Then tomorrow I'll continue on up as high as I can. I got a good view of the mountain here. It is a big, scary mountain, and if I was to look at it as a whole, I would just turn around right now. What I got to do in my head is like break it down into smaller pieces. If I can do this part, it's good. If I can do that, all right. And I just keep going forward until I no longer feel that it's safe. It's also kind of weighing on me and hurting my confidence that I know I can't get back down the lower part of the head wall where I climbed up, and like I need to be able to find a new way down. So yeah, that's a problem that's kind of affecting me, but we'll figure that out later. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave my phone off today to conserve battery, and I'll see you guys tomorrow when I start hiking up there. So yesterday afternoon I got stir crazy. I decided to finish climbing up the head wall. I got that done. Then I slept up there at 2,000 meters. Then about 2:30 a.m. I set off to climb Tsar. But everything inside me was just telling me to turn around. I didn't feel safe at all being on a monster of a mountain like this completely alone. I had all these visions in my head of people being up there all roped up with like helmets and doing rappels and all this stuff. And I just felt really silly going up there alone with a dog, and there's There's a lot of snow on these slopes still. I was worried about that. I mean, it was about 8 degrees Celsius overnight. There was no freeze whatsoever, and like the snow was soaking wet. The decision was made to turn around. It burns. It burns a lot. I really wish I was up there right now, and I wish I would have tried harder, this and that, but I don't have enough food to just like sit around here. I gotta keep moving. Gotta head back to the van. That's unbelievable. Can't believe I actually found them. The power of GPS technology. I'm using my Garmin Fenix watch so I can retrace my steps fairly accurately. Honestly, when I first turned around, I was ready to just delete this video, sweep it all under the rug. That is just the worst way to look at it. How can I possibly be upset to be like in a super remote area of the Rockies that is seldom seen? I mean, everywhere I look is just spectacular. I'm so happy to be here regardless of the summit. I scouted out a different location to down climb this last part of the head wall with the drone. Let's hope it's the right choice. It's really hard to read the slope on a phone screen. Ah! It's not so easy to get over to this spot. I hope it's worth it. The way I came up was more direct and no bushwhacking involved, but I was hanging on by the skin of my teeth, and it was mostly on this gravel. It's like cement. I was trying to chip out footholds with my axe. It was hectic. If I ever come back, it's this. This is the only choice. The river has gotten considerably deeper over the past couple days. I marked off a spot on my map where it was shallow and I could see rocks all the way across, and it's gone. And then like I crossed it as a single stream. That's not possible anymore, so all I can do is keep hiking downstream, and hopefully there's a location where it's braided out into like 3 channels. But yeah, I think this was truly the last opportunity of the year to hike up this valley before the river gets too deep. I feel like even if I call it a day and sleep and wait until early tomorrow morning, I think it's only going to be worse. Well, that just about concludes this adventure. All the challenges are behind me, just a really long walk back out of this valley to the van. Maybe this video will be useful for other hikers or mountaineers wanting to come out here. I was told by a forestry worker last year that they're planning on removing the bridge on the Sullivan River when the logging is done. I don't know if that's still true or not. I noticed they added a locking gate onto the bridge, so maybe that's all they'll do, and it'd be great if you could still get a bicycle through. Yeah, thanks for joining me here in the wilderness of BC. It's just so massive. And just like whatever you can dream up, it's here, and it'll push you right to your limit. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along. I will see you in the next episode.